Hi all and welcome to round 8 results of well, pretty much the show RantFOOTBALL. We're not going to mess about. We're going to go into results and that quite quick because then I'm going to have a little rant afterwards. So let's get straight into the results. So the first game of the weekend was Brighton versus Tottenham. This is where the point where we're going to get to predictions of me, my guest Simon and Stephen, and see how we got on. Just to let you know, pretty poor week from all of us, but someone's finally won. So Brighton versus Tottenham, full time it was Brighton 3, Tottenham 0. Well, I predicted 3-0 to Tottenham. Oh dear. Simon predicted 1-0 and Stephen predicted 2-0 to Tottenham. 0 points for all of us. We're moving on to Burnley versus Everton, full time 1-0 to the Burnley. I predicted 1-0, Simon predicted 2-1 to Burnley, and Stephen predicted 1-0. So Simon gets 2 points and we get absolutely nothing again. Liverpool versus Leicester. If it weren't for a dive and VAR being their friends, I would have been right on a sort of thing here. But full time it was 2-1 to Liverpool. I put 2-0, Simon put 2-0, and Stephen put 2-1 to Leicester. Again, Simon's the only one who gets points. 2 points to Simon. Norwich versus Aston Villa. Well, full time it was a shocking score. I had a feeling that Villa would win, but the scoreline was massive. It was 5-1 to Aston Villa. Well, I predicted 2-1, Simon predicted 1-0, and Stephen predicted 2-1 to Norwich. So I'm the only one who got 2 points this time. The other two, 0. Watford versus Sheffield United. Well, that was a 0-0. I went for a Sheffield United win, unfortunately. I went 2-1, 0 points. Simon went 1-0 to Sheffield United, 0 points. Stephen, interesting, I've done something wrong on my caption. Stephen went 2-0 to Watford. That's 2 points for Stephen. So I might need to have a little think through this again when I do the mini league, because I think Stephen's actually in it still now. Not sure, because on my thing I've got him as 0 points. I mean, well, it is 0 points. This is the bit I always cock up on because I'm not thinking straight. The full-time score of Sheffield United was 0-0, so he got 0 points. Thank God I don't have to change anything though. And I'm not cutting this out to show you I muck up a lot. West Ham versus Crystal Palace, my family team West Ham. Half us for Chelsea, half of them dirty West Ham. I'm sort of glad this happened. Full time, Crystal Palace won 2-1 against West Ham. Well, I went 2-0, Simon went 2-0, and Stephen went 2-0 to West Ham. 0 points. We move on to Sunday games. Arsenal versus Bournemouth. Full time 1-0 to the Gooners. The undercover agent Louise got his lines on and scored for Arsenal, so he won the game for him. Well, I went 1-0. Simon went 1-0 and Stephen went 1-0. So Simon gets the 3 points for that one. Well done, Simon. Man City versus Wolves. We know we all got 0 points here because we all went for a Man City win. The full-time score was 2-0 to Wolves. I went 3-0, Simon went 2-0, and Stephen went 3-1 to Man City. 0 points. Southampton versus Chelsea. Remember that Chelsea team everyone said was going to do terrible this season. A young manager, inexperienced players as well. No signings, best players left. You know, that Chelsea team. Anyway, the full-time score was 4-1 to Chelsea. In a way, that's why I didn't get the fourth goal, because I predicted 3-1. That would have gave me 3 points, but now I've only got 2 points. Simon went 2-1, 2 points. Stephen went 2-1, 2 points. Then the massive big game of the weekend, two clubs that should be bigger than they are and a complete mess. Both run shoddy right now, you would say. Newcastle versus Manchester United. Everyone got 0 points again, I'm just going to tell you that. But the full-time score was 1-0 to the Tsunami. So Simon, even though you got 0 points, you'll be happy as you're a Newcastle fan. Well, I went 1-0 Man United, 0 points. Simon went 0-0, 0 points. And Stephen went 2-0. Now, we're going to do, instead of having this like this, we're going to tell you how the league went now. Round 8 in the league table. Well, Simon finished first finally on a dismal low, 9 points. So Simon finally wins on the worst ever. I get a very bad 4 points. Finish second. And Stephen, 2 points. I'm going to need you back on, Steve, I think, mate. We can't let you be that low again. I think it's just one of them weird weekends in football in general, and you're the guy who's unfortunately been hit by it. What we're going to do now is actually look at the official Premier League table, because we're now getting into the months I think they're worth looking at. I don't want to do that. So if we just go back a couple of days, we're getting the league table up myself now. So the league table, top of the table, 8 points clear, is Liverpool on 24 points. Second place is Manchester City on 16 points. Then we've got Arsenal in third on 15 points. Then we've got Leicester, Chelsea, Crystal Palace. Yeah, Crystal Palace. So 4th to 6th, I believe that is, on 14 points. We've got Burnley and West Ham on 12 points. Tottenham now down to 9th. That's a club in crisis, it seems. And Bournemouth on 11 points. Wolves on their own on 10 points. I'm glad they're starting to win. I always thought they were better than they were doing. Man United 12th. Ollie's at the wheel, remember, guys. No better than Jose. You should have looked at your players, not your manager. If you listen to the manager and let him choose the players like Jose wanted to, you'd probably be higher in the table by miles. But Man United's run like a mess. But we'll get to that in a minute. Then we go down. So we got Man United, Sheffield United, Brighton. They're all on 9 points. Aston Villa and Newcastle on 8 points. Southampton, Everton, 7 points. Norwich on 6 points. And Watford on 3 points. You know, when you think about Norwich on 6 points, you do think to yourself, how the hell did they beat Man City? But Man City seem to be, I think, personally thinking about the Champions League more in the league this year. They won't want to admit it, but they've won the league a few times now. Their heart's got to be into winning the big one, the Champions League as well. Just as big as the Premier League in my eyes. Different reason though. But this is a golden goose they've not had yet. Yeah, so the bottom three is, as we stand, Everton 18th, 19th is Norwich, and 20th is Watford. The top six, Liverpool, Manchester City, Arsenal in third, Leicester in 4th, Chelsea in 5th, and Crystal Palace in 6th. So that's the league table. Now, the little rants for once isn't going to be about Chelsea Football Club at all. And I'm not even going to rant about VAR, because there's things of VAR I don't agree with, but you all know that by now. But what I'm going to rant about is things I kind of find funny myself, but I can feel for their fans. First, Tottenham Hotspurs. What has happened to that team? From a team who was fighting top 4 last season, Champions League's finalist, could beat anybody on their day, are now getting beaten by everybody. They're leaking in goals loads. Rumours are going around. Players are sleeping with players' wives. I will add that this has been denied by the club, so if it's not true, fair enough. But there's definitely something that's not right at this club right now. As a Chelsea fan, we've seen this a lot, and something is really going wrong here. Now, I think Pochettino should have left in the summer personally. He should have got another job, or even just took some time off to recharge his batteries as a manager. I see him getting the job of the other team I'll be talking about soon, taking over there. There's been a rumour going around that Jose Mourinho is flirting with Tottenham. Jose, you're only really good with money, mate. Tottenham and Levy don't really spend money, so keep away. Just wait till PSG or someone comes up. Bayern Munich, go and win yourself another trophy, make another legacy for yourself somewhere in another country you haven't won in. You've done the Premier League. You're only a master really at Chelsea. You are okay at Man United. Yeah, but Tottenham, the players definitely split as well. Poch doesn't want to be there, in my opinion. I think there needs to be a mass clear out if he does stay. Tottenham, you could be in for a rocky season if these players, who every club now will say pretty much is about money, they haven't got the love for the club. I think Chelsea are only purring right now because the youngsters come through the academy and love the club. Otherwise, I think we'd be a complete mess as well. So maybe just look a few youngsters pushing their way through. Man United, the other club who I think Pochettino could possibly go to if Solskjaer is sacked soon, because he's lost the steering wheel to that bus, clearly. They're atrocious. There's no other way of saying it. Man United need a massive change and they need it fast. This is not good by Man United. They've spent millions and millions, hundreds of millions of pounds, and they're in the bottom half of the table. And you can laugh. I don't think they get relegated, but they could be a mid-table team this season. And for a club like Man United, what they've made themselves into the last 25 years, that can't happen to them. They really need a massive change in that club. I don't want to say Chubb, but Ed Woodward, whatever his name is a terrible guy. Why is he involved in transfers? I've never liked this at clubs. Chelsea sort of do it as well. Let the manager choose the players he wants to bring in to get rid of. That's his job. He's with them more than anyone else in that club. He's the one who's going to make the decisions because his career depends on the players he's got. So I think when clubs like Man United, especially now, are bringing in the players they want themselves but not letting the manager choose, it causes a massive problem and the manager gets the blame for it, when truthfully that's not his team. So get it changed. Let someone come in upstairs, say Alex Ferguson himself, who will talk with the manager and they will, talk about what sort of players should come in and out. Fergie's done it all, been there, done it all. Maybe a bit out of date with the modern game, but he's still a footballing genius. Who's ever Man United manager when this happens next summer, even January, if it's Solskjaer, well done for sticking with him so we can keep you mid-table. Or someone like Pochettino, he needs to talk to Alex Ferguson and they need to get the players the manager wants. And then if it doesn't work, it is the manager's fault. But if it is a new manager, they've got to give him a full season to bed the team together because it's a mess. Tottenham and Man United are a mess for two different reasons. Tottenham are a mess. Something's going on between the players. You can clearly see that. And the manager don't want to be there. Man United's a mess because the club's run bad. So that's pretty much my rant. Yet again, Simon, congratulations. Listen to Simon's podcast. Simon Says Pod. As I said, Stephen, I'd like you back on. Does he chat with the manager and that? In the show notes underneath, I'm yet again going to put all the stuff these guys do and, listen to them, subscribe to them, whatever you want to do. Also, if you'd like to be on this, please leave a comment or email me at baldphill@gmail.com. That's BALDPHILL@gmail.com. And come on, do a video. If you've got anything, even an Instagram, a Twitter, you just want people to know about and get subscribers for, on the video, to do your predictions and then send me the links to your stuff and I'll add you to the show notes and try and put it on the screen as well. Pretty much we've got a weekend off now, international football. Normally I wouldn't be that over interested, but a couple of Chelsea youth are in the England squad, so I'm going to show some interest in it if they get to play. Saturday though, as there's no Premier League, I'm going to watch Will Smith's new movie Gemini Man, and I'm going to watch the movie Joker, who everyone was going on about rave reviews. I wasn't going to see this. I wasn't too interested. I don't know why, but too many good reviews for it, so I'll give it a go. So Saturday, 2 movies, no football, unless England are playing. See, I don't even take notice of internationals that well, unless it's a World Cup or Euros. So that's me ranting on and talking absolute rubbish now. So if you enjoy your international football, enjoy it this weekend. If not, do the same to me. Go to cinema, do something like that. Enjoy the time. Or go out over the field, kick a ball about. Ball Phill out.
All I do is